Projectile pierces the midnight silence of the street, shattering the plate glass window just inches from my feet. An unguided force traveling blindly through the metropolitan air, a terrifying metaphor for the random collateral damage of our despair. I fired off a series of reckless, sharp accusations from a prideful tongue, regretting the ricochet effect before the echoes had even begun. We project our internal frustrations onto the innocent bystanders around, leaving a trail of civilian casualties scattered upon this urban ground. The trajectory is unpredictable once the trigger has been pulled, shattering the fragile truths where our anxieties were temporary load. We are dodging the flying shrapnel of an argument, completely uncontrolled, surviving the impact of this dangerous stray bullet tonight, trying to find a safe bunker beneath the flashing warning light. A frantic gas fusion arrangement, tracking our desperate escape before the chaotic violence permanently alters our romantic shape. I watch the smoke rising slowly from the barrel of our fractured past, wondering how any authentic connection could expect it to last. The sirens are wailing from that basement precinct down the avenue, while my fingers execute a tense progression to communicate with you. Your touch leaves a permanent scar along my defensive spine, an intoxicating sensation turning more volatile than vintage wine. We don't need explosive confrontations or lethal ballistic games when we are already burning outside of the conventional flames. The trajectory is unpredictable once the trigger has been pulled, shattering the fragile truths where our anxieties were temporary load. We are dodging the flying shrapnel of an argument, completely uncontrolled, surviving the impact of this dangerous stray bullet tonight, trying to find a safe bunker beneath the flashing warning light. A frantic jazz fusion arrangement, tracking our desperate escape before the chaotic violence permanently alters our romantic shape. Let the ammunition deplete, let the weaponry completely freeze. We must bring this civil war down to its absolute knees. No victory can outlast the structural damage of this constant fire. Tonight we declare a ceasefire to rescue our remaining creative desire. Hear the Dark liquid boils slowly inside the cracked glass laboratory flask, masking the underlying exhaustion beneath a professional smiling mask. I pour a steaming portion into a stained porcelain chalice cup, anticipating a chemical boost before the morning anxieties wake up.
You're handing me a beverage infused with your guarded, sharp critique,
a volatile substance that leaves my defensive systems incredibly weak. We coat our personal resentments in a thin layer of artificial glaze, trapped inside a repetitive, fundamentally exhausting emotional daze. The flavor on our tongues quickly turns into a burning, acidic trace, exposing the deep-seated grievances that time could never fully erase. We keep drinking the poison, expecting a different kind of grace, swallowing the heavy truth of this dark, bitter brew tonight, while the fading streetlights outside offer a dim flicker inside, a sorrowful jazz arrangement of our discourse. There is no escaping the consequences of our destructive creative force.
I watch you pace across the floorboards in your elegant velvet wrap, the most fascinating, dangerous individual caught inside this trap. Your compliments are double-edged, cutting through my prideful facade, shattering the illusion that our relationship was completely unawed. The electric guitar intervals you execute are full of underlying strain, a beautiful cover designed to conceal the presence of internal pain. We are two stubborn composers locked in a silent psychological war, forgetting the basic affection that brought us together before. The flavor on our tongues quickly turns into a burning, acidic trace, exposing the deep-seated grievances that time could never fully erase. We keep drinking the poison, expecting a different kind of grace, swallowing the heavy truth of this dark, bitter brew tonight, while the fading street lights outside offer a dim flicker inside, a sorrowful jazz arrangement of our discourse. There is no escaping the consequences of our destructive creative force. Chalice and pour the dregs down the drain. Admit that neither one of us possesses the capacity to sustain the pain. Or do we crave the acrid taste, because it proves we can still feel. A desperate justification to convince ourselves that our connection is real. Taste the burn, a difficult lesson to learn. No sweetness left, of illusions bereft. Swallowing the heavy truth, following the heavy to this dark bitter brew tonight, while the fading street lights outside offer a dim flicker inside. A sorrowful jazz arrangement, the soulful jazz arrangement. There is no escaping the consequences of our destructive creative force. Bitter brew lingering heavily upon our lips, with every single temporary sip, time to let it cool. Soft hues of lavender and apricot paint the eastern mountain peak, replacing the heavy darkness with the gentle comfort that we seek. I sit on the dew of a grass porch, watching the shadows dissolve away, feeling a quiet rejuvenation as the night relinquishes its sway.
The blinding glare of yesterday's failures has completely deceased, giving way to a serene temperature that has our internal spirits increased. I tune the strings of my vintage auditorium instrument with careful grace, capturing the exact color palette reflected upon your welcoming face. The celestial transition performs its magnificent opening show, spilling a river of soft rose water across the landscape below. We experience an immediate spiritual elevation as the early breezes blow, walking forward together inside the beauty of this pastel dawn today, allowing the competitive anxieties of the city to gracefully fade away. A gentle acoustic melody soaring high into the clear, refreshing air. We are completely protected from the reach of any external despair. I've spent decades performing under harsh artificial stage spotlights, navigating the cold, exhausting conditions of temporary festival nights. But no theatrical production matches this organic atmospheric display, turning our simple human connection into an immortal creative highway. The mountain wind carries the fresh fragrance of wild orchid vegetation, providing a reassuring confirmation for our long-term destination. Your hand rests securely upon my shoulder, steady and completely strong, reminding my wandering spirit that this is exactly where I belong. The
celestial transition, performed this magnificent opening show, spilling a river of soft rose water across the landscape below. We experience an immediate spiritual elevation as the early breezes blow, walking forward together inside the beauty of this pastel dawn today, allowing the competitive anxieties of the city to gracefully fade away. A gentle acoustic melody soaring high into the clear, refreshing air. We are completely protected from the reach of any external despair. Of inspiration that no modern stress can drain, a brilliant, indestructible shield that shields us from the pain. See the mist clear, dismantle the fear. The light is so pure, our future is sure. Walking forward together inside the beauty of this pastel dawn today, allowing the competitive anxieties of the city to gracefully fade away. A gentle acoustic melody soaring high into the clear, refreshing air. We are completely protected from the reach of any external despair. Pastel dawn, painting our lives with brilliant grace. Leaving a beautiful, permanent smile upon your face as the morning arrives. Sand dunes stretch endlessly toward the scorching horizon line, an unyielding landscape devoid of any organic, refreshing sign. My throat is parched, desperate for a single drop of life-giving dew, a physical manifestation of the emotional starvation I experience with you. I've been wandering across this parched valley for 40 lonely days, blinded by the mirages generated by the sun's unforgiving rays. My canteen is completely empty, rattling against my leather belt buckle as I search for an oasis where our withered affections can refuckle. The dehydration expands within the chambers of our exhausted mind, leaving the beautiful memories of our previous paradise far behind. inspiration flowed like a rushing mountain spring, an abundant reservoir of melodies that caused our spirits to effortlessly sing. But greed is a sun that dries up the wetlands of the creative soul, leaving us stranded in this wasteland, stripped of our original control. The piano keys feel hot and dusty underneath my cracking fingertips, a haunting resonance that echoes the silent prayer on my blistered lips. We don't need a golden palace or a magnificent swimming pool display when a simple cup of water is the only currency that matters today. The dehydration expands within the chambers of our exhausted mind, leaving the beautiful memories of our previous paradise far behind. We are crawling through the wilderness, desperate for a source to find, drowning inside the vacuum of this extreme desert thirst today. Watching the remaining drops of our vitality evaporate completely away. An agonizing blues melody providing the soundtrack for our parched state, hoping for an unexpected cloudburst to alter our dusty, tragic fate. Can we locate a hidden aquifer beneath this cracked canyon floor? Or are we destined to remain skeletons knocking on a forgotten door? Let the skies open up, let the heavy deluge finally descend to resurrect the dying embers of a connection we want to defend. Parched clay fade away, desperate for rain in the drought's pain. Drowning inside the vacuum of this extreme desert thirst today. Watching the remaining drops of our vitality evaporate completely away. An agonizing blues melody providing the soundtrack for our parched state, hoping for an unexpected cloudburst to alter our dusty, tragic fate. Desert thirst, waiting for the weather to break, for our survival's sake, just a single drop. Arid sand dunes stretch endlessly toward the scorching horizon line, an unyielding landscape devoid of any organic, refreshing sign. My throat is parched, desperate for a single drop of life-giving dew. a physical manifestation of the emotional starvation I experience with you.
I've been wandering across this parched valley for 40 lonely days, blinded by the mirages generated by the sun's unforgiving rays. My canteen is completely empty, rattling against my leather belt buckle as I search for an oasis where our withered affections can refuckle. The dehydration expands within the chambers of our exhausted mind, leaving the beautiful memories of our previous paradise far behind. We are crawling through the wilderness, desperate for a source to find. Drowning inside the vacuum of this extreme desert thirst today, watching the remaining drops of our vitality evaporate completely away. An agonizing blues melody providing the soundtrack for our parched state, hoping for an unexpected cloudburst to alter our dusty, tragic fate. I remember when our inspiration flowed like a rushing mountain spring, an abundant reservoir of melodies that caused our spirits to effortlessly sing. But greed is a song that dries up the wetlands of the creative soul, leaving us stranded in this wasteland, stripped of our original control. The piano keys feel hot and dusty underneath my cracking fingertips, a haunting resonance that echoes the silent prayer on my blistered lips. We don't need a golden palace or a magnificent swimming pool display when a simple cup of water is the only currency that matters today. The dehydration expands within the chambers of our exhausted mind, leaving the beautiful memories of our previous paradise far behind. Ooh, we are crawling through the wilderness, desperate for a source to find. Drowning inside the vacuum of this extreme desert thirst today, watching the remaining drops of our vitality evaporate completely away. An agonizing blues melody providing the soundtrack for our parched state, hoping for an unexpected cloudburst to alter our dusty, tragic fate. Can we locate a hidden aquifer beneath this cracked canyon floor? Or are we destined to remain skeletons knocking on a forgotten door? Let the skies open up, let the heavy deluge finally descend to resurrect the dying embers of a connection we want to defend. Parched clay, fade away, desperate for rain and the drought's pain. Drowning inside the vacuum of this extreme desert
antique parlor guitar sits abandoned in the corner of the dusty stage. Its varnish is peeling, its wood tells the story of an angrier age. I run my fingers across the metal wires, finding tension and rust, a monument to beautiful melodies that have now dissolved into dust.
I snapped a silver E string while trying to force a passionate bend, a sudden sharp metaphor for a relationship we could no longer defend. We pushed our expectations far beyond what the instrument could bear. Now we are left with the echoing silence of our mutual despair. Can we rewrite the arrangement when the harmony is gone completely wrong? When the lyrics we cherish no longer belong in this traditional song, the rhythm is faltered, leaving us stranded where we don't belong. Staring at these broken strings, counting the cost of our creative pride. Nowhere left for our tattered, exhausted egos to run and hide. Yet from the fragments of this dissonance, a new melody might start to stitch together the severed chambers of our unraveled heart. I remember when every chord we struck felt effortless and pure. We possessed a magical medicine that could any emotional ailment cure. But fame is a greedy salesman that buys a soul for a shiny dime, leaving you stranded out of tune and completely out of time. The piano pedal sticks holding on to notes that should have passed away, a haunting resonance that reminds me of everything we failed to say. We were so busy projecting our voices to the back rows of the theater hall that we never noticed our private foundation beginning to crumble and fall. Can we rewrite the arrangement when the harmony is gone completely wrong? When the lyrics we cherish no longer belong in this traditional song, the rhythm is faltered, leaving us stranded where we don't belong. Staring at these broken strings, counting the cost of our creative pride. Nowhere left for our tattered, exhausted egos to run and hide. Yet from the fragments of this dissonance, a new melody might start to stitch together the severed chambers of our unraveled So strip away the grand orchestras and the polished shiny veneer. Let's face the naked truth without an ounce of performance fear. If we must play on an altered instrument, let's make it uniquely ours, a scarred masterpiece born from surviving these dark, turbulent hours. Unwound, untuned, every creative ego wounded. But listen close to the space between, the most beautiful song we've ever seen. Staring at these broken strings, counting the cost of our creative pride. Nowhere left for our tattered, exhausted egos to
the severed chambers of our unraveled heart. Broken strings, but we can still sing. Let the new music begin. Yeah, let it ring. White noise crackles through the worn-out copper speakers of the audio deck, sending a strange, unsettling vibration straight down my neck. I adjust the analog dial frequency, attempting to locate a clear station, but the transmission remains blocked by a wall of industrial insulation.
I'm holding the microphonic receiver, listening to the underlying electric buzz, wondering if our previous connection was ever as stable as I thought it was. The modern universe communicates through a high-tech layer of distortion, drowning authentic artistic expressions in a commercial proportion. The interference expands across the subterranean communication channel, disrupting each digital signal, entering our master control panel. We must bypass the technical glitch to find our emotional channel. Trapped inside the frequency of this relentless static hum tonight, where the authentic messages struggle to reach the internal light. A sophisticated jazz fusion, tracking our auditory escape before the synthetic interference permanently alters our creative shape. I watch the green indicator lights flashing on the laboratory console, reflecting the sterile conditions that attempt to manipulate my soul.
I pluck a series of dissonant intervals upon my amplified steel cord, seeking an honest resonance that can never be replicated or restored. Your guitar phrases pierce through the thick electronic fog of the room, dismantling the artificial barriers of this high-tech recording doom. We don't need a polished digital master or a flawless computerized track when our raw, uncompressed instinct can take our autonomy back. The interference expands across the subterranean communication channel, disrupting each digital signal, entering our master control panel. We must bypass the technical glitch to find our emotional channel. Trapped inside the frequency of this relentless static hum tonight, where the authentic messages struggle to reach the internal light. A sophisticated jazz fusion, tracking our auditory escape before the synthetic interference permanently alters our creative shape. Artificial program can outlast the structural integrity of what we express. When our is the only authority we confess. Hear the buzz clear, the message is near. Bypass the machine, keep the signal clear. Trapped inside the frequency of this relentless static hum tonight, where the authentic messages struggle to reach the internal light. A sophisticated jazz fusion, tracking our auditory escape before the synthetic interference permanently alters our creative shape. Static hum fading away into the concrete maze, and in the chaotic distortion of our high-tech days, let the silence remain. Fingertips navigate the dark, polished surface of this upright frame, sensing the ancient vibrations of a song that lacks a formal name. This dark wooden segment dictates a heavier mood, a solemn frequency, unlocking the private memories that are guarded with absolute secrecy.
I watch your hands execute those complex minor 11th intervals so fine, creating a rich tapestry of sound that perfectly intertwines with mine. The acoustic guitar responds with a series of understated soft string bends, articulating the unspoken truths that our stubborn pride finally defends. Dark keys formulate a sacred blueprint of emotional release, dismantling our intellectual defenses to grant our overtaxed minds peace. We discover a rare sanctuary where all our artistic conflicts cease, striking our deepest confessions upon this lonely ebony key tonight, where the superficial distortions of the world dissolve out of sight. A timeless jazz fusion arrangement guiding our weary spirits home. We are content creating our own paradise beneath this grand celestial dome. Seeking validation within the commercial arena's glare, exchanging my authentic autonomy for a crown woven out of thin air. But this minimal acoustic configuration restores my original clarity, showing me that genuine creative connection is an invaluable rarity. Resonance lingers inside the wooden cabinet, heavy and profound, a beautiful contrast to the frantic noises of the city streets around. We don't need a massive orchestra or a glamorous theatric display when the subtle interaction says everything we ever wanted to say.
beneath mind's peace. We discover a rare sanctuary where all our artistic conflicts cease, striking our deepest confessions upon this lonely ebony key tonight, where the superficial distortions of the world dissolve out of sight. A timeless jazz fusion arrangement guiding our weary spirits home. We are content creating our own paradise beneath this grand celestial dome. Let the modern digital networks fail. We've secured our connection within this physical acoustic trail. No superficial programming can replicate the depth of what we feel when the black ivory opens up and reveals what is genuinely real. Feel the note drop before the vibrations stop. Dark and pure, our devotion is sure, striking our deepest confessions upon this lonely ebony key tonight, where the superficial distortions of the world dissolve out of sight. A timeless jazz fusion arrangement guiding our weary spirits home. We are content creating our own paradise beneath this grand celestial dome. Ebony key painting our sanctuary in the magnificent dark hue. An everlasting dedication from my soul straight to you. Just let the final chord fade. Thick brown clay clings heavily to the rubber tires of my old transport truck, immobilizing the vehicle inside a deep ditch where the spinning wheels got stuck. The rain has ceased, but it left behind a treacherous, unpaved rural lane, mirroring the messy complications currently cluttering my overtaxed brain. I spent my life traversing the smooth, pristine asphalt of the highway tour, believing that speed and convenience were the ultimate markers of a career mature. But this primordial sludge beneath my leather boots forces a slower stride, compelling my spirit to abandon the foolish momentum of my creative pride. The unpaved path demands absolute patience and a shifting of our gears, washing away the artificial urgency that fueled our historical fears. We must accept the slow progress as the thick fog gradually clears, navigating the messy terrain of this slippery, muddy track today, refusing to let the challenging conditions discourage our ultimate way. Every sliding skid along this path teaches a lesson of resilience, guiding musical arrangement felt over-polished and clean. A sterile product manufactured inside a sophisticated computer program machine. But standing here beside you in the middle of this swampy country route, I find a raw, unvarnished truth that eliminates every corporate doubt. The air smells of wet earth, rotting leaves, and wild pine vegetation, providing an authentic backdrop for our long-term spiritual destination. We don't need a golden chariot or a flawless luxury limousine ride when we can conquer the elemental challenges while walking side by side. The unpaved path demands absolute patience and a shifting of our gears, washing away the artificial urgency that fueled our historical fears. We must accept the slow progress as the thick fog gradually clears, navigating the messy terrain of this slippery, muddy track today, refusing to let the challenging conditions discourage our ultimate way. Every slide and skid along this path teaches a lesson of resilience, guiding our weary hearts toward a brand new creative brilliance. Understand the plan, living our lives with absolute independence, far away from the city clan. Push through the clay, find a new way, step by step, the promise we kept. Navigating the messy terrain of this slippery, muddy track today, refusing to let the challenging conditions discourage our ultimate way. Every sliding skid along this path teaches a lesson of resilience, guiding our weary hearts toward a brand new creative brilliance. Muddy track leading us to somewhere real and true. Just me and you, keep rolling on. Dark liquid boils slowly inside the cracked glass laboratory flask, masking the underlying exhaustion beneath a professional smiling mask. I pour a steaming portion into a stained porcelain chalice cup, anticipating a chemical boost before the morning anxieties wake up. You handed me a beverage infused with your guarded, sharp critique, a volatile substance that leaves my defensive systems incredibly weak.
We coat our personal resentments in a thin layer of artificial glaze, trapped inside a repetitive, fundamentally exhausting emotional daze. The flavor on our tongues quickly turns into a burning acidic trace, exposing the deep-seated grievances that time could never fully erase. We keep drinking the poison, expecting a different kind of grace, swallowing the heavy truth of this dark, bitter brew tonight, while the fading street lights outside offer a dim flicker inside a sorrowful jazz arrangement. There is no escaping the consequences of our destructive creative force. I watch you pace across the floorboards in your elegant velvet wrap, the most fascinating, dangerous individual caught inside this trap. Your compliments are double-edged, cutting through my prideful facade, shattering the illusion that our relationship was completely unawed. The electric guitar intervals you execute are full of underlying strain, a beautiful cover designed to conceal the presence of internal pain. We are two stubborn composers locked in a silent psychological war, forgetting the basic affection that brought us together before. The flavor on our tongues quickly turns into a burning acidic trace, exposing the deep-seated grievances that time could never fully erase. We keep drinking the poison, expecting a different kind of grace, swallowing the heavy truth of this dark, bitter brew tonight, while the fading street lights outside offer a dim flicker inside a sorrowful jazz arrangement. There is no escaping the consequences of our destructive creative force. Should we discard the chalice and pour the dregs down the drain? Admit that neither one of us possesses the capacity to sustain the pain? Or do we crave the acrid taste because it proves we can still feel, a desperate justification to convince ourselves that our connection is real? Taste the burn, a difficult lesson to learn. No sweetness left of illusions bereft, following the heavy truth of this dark, bitter brew tonight, while the fading street lights outside offer a dim flicker inside a sorrowful jazz arrangement, the soundtrack for our discourse. There is no escaping the consequences of our destructive creative force. Bitter brew lingering heavily upon our lips, with every single temporary sip, time to let it cool.
cast iron fluke has snapped completely beneath the ocean floor, leaving our fragile vessel drifting targetless away from the safety shore. I watch the nautical instruments spinning wildly inside the cockpit frame, realizing we no longer possess the mechanism to hold this shifting game.
I spent my life relying on a rigid set of traditional safety lines, believing that absolute security was guaranteed by my strategic designs. But this sudden metal fatigue in the deepest channel of the bay forces my stubborn spirit to accept the currents heading our way. The mooring fails as the undertow increases its relentless force, tearing our historical attachments away from their original source. We must navigate the open water without a predetermined course, floating adrift due to the failure of this broken anchor today, refusing to let the maritime panic discourage our ultimate way. Though the depths are terrifying and the wind begins to fiercely roar, this unintended drift might guide us toward a more authentic shore. Were firmly secured and precise, a calculated commercial product that carried an expensive retail price. But standing here upon this pitching deck in the middle of the gale, I find a raw clarity that makes the old security look incredibly pale. The piano strings vibrate with a deep echoing oceanic resonance as we abandon the heavy weights that kept our spirits in penance. We don't need a permanent mooring or a guaranteed harbor slot when this unpredictable voyage teaches a lesson we never forgot. The mooring fails as the undertow increases its relentless force, tearing our historical attachments away from their original source. We must navigate the open water without a predetermined course, floating adrift due to the failure of this broken anchor today, refusing to let the maritime panic discourage our ultimate way. Though the depths are terrifying and the wind begins to fiercely roar, this unintended drift might guide us toward a more authentic shore. Charts we drew, there is no past to bind us when the horizon is completely new. No longer tethered to the static grievances of the solid ground, we embrace the wild momentum where true freedom can be found. The chain is loose, no more excuse, drifting free out to sea, floating adrift due to the failure of this broken anchor today, refusing to let the maritime panic discourage our ultimate way. Though the depths are terrifying and the wind begins to fiercely roar, this unintended drift might guide us toward a more authentic shore. Broken anchor, leaving the old harbor far behind, a liberating direction that our weary spirits can find.
Thick brown clay clings heavily to the rubber tires of my old transport truck, immobilizing the vehicle inside a deep ditch where the spinning wheels got stuck. The rain has ceased, but it left behind a treacherous, unpaved rural lane, mirroring the messy complications currently cluttering my overtaxed brain.
I spend my life traversing the smooth, pristine asphalt of the highway tour, believing that speed and convenience were the ultimate markers of a career mature. But this primordial sludge beneath my leather boots forces a slower stride, compelling my spirit to abandon the foolish momentum of my creative pride. The unpaved path demands absolute patience and a shifting of our gears, washing away the artificial urgency that fueled our historical fears. We must accept the slow progress as the thick fog gradually clears, navigating the messy terrain of this slippery, muddy track today, refusing to let the challenging conditions discourage our ultimate way. Every slide and skid along this path teaches a lesson of resilience, guiding our weary hearts toward a brand new creative brilliance. I remember when every musical arrangement felt over-polished and clean, a sterile product manufactured inside a sophisticated computer program machine. But standing here beside you in the middle of this swampy country route, I find a raw, unvarnished truth that eliminates every corporate doubt. The air smells of wet earth, rotting leaves, and wild pine vegetation, providing an authentic backdrop for a long-term spiritual destination. We don't need a golden chariot or a flawless luxury limousine ride when we can conquer the elemental challenges while walking side by side. The unpaved path demands absolute patience and a shifting of our gears, washing away the artificial urgency that fueled our historical fears. We must accept the slow progress as the thick fog gradually clears, navigating the messy terrain of this slippery, muddy track today, refusing to let the challenging conditions discourage our ultimate way. Every slide and skid along this path teaches a lesson of resilience, guiding our weary hearts toward a brand new creative brilliance. Pitch a temporary tent and celebrate the choices we make. No tow trucks required when our combined instincts understand the plan, living our lives with absolute independence, far away from the city clan. Push through the clay, find a new way. Step by step, the promise we kept. Oh, navigating the messy terrain
brick structures enclose this narrow, forgotten municipal passageway, blocking the final remaining glimmers of the retreating winter day. I face a solid stone barrier, realizing there is no forward route, trapped inside a psychological labyrinth plagued by absolute doubt.
I navigated my vehicle down this uncharted metropolitan grid coordinate, failing to anticipate that the local infrastructure would be
So insubordinate,
The exhaust fumes linger heavily inside this damp,
dead-end pocket,
like a broken mechanism frozen tight inside a rusted iron socket.
the navigation system glitches, flashing a warning signal of total despair, as the cold city atmosphere chokes our capacity to breathe the air. We must confront the reality that we are trapped completely right there, stuck motionless inside the confinement of this dark blind alley tonight, where the surrounding concrete walls obstruct our internal spiritual side.
No emergency
Exit available to rescue our separate exhausted frames. We are forced to stop playing these destructive, competitive corporate games.
I spent half a century sprinting down the wide avenues of commercial fame, trading my authentic creative identity for the prestige
of a billboard name.
But this sudden architectural restriction forces a much-needed pause,
dismantling the illusion of progress governed by high society laws. Your acoustic accompaniment reverberates off the stained masonry facade, providing an honest, unvarnished rhythm that refuses to act as a fraud. We don't need a sprawling highway or a luxurious open thoroughfare, when this enclosed space forces our souls to strip completely bare. The navigation system glitches, flashing a warning signal of total despair, as the cold city atmosphere chokes our capacity to breathe the air. We must confront the reality that we are trapped completely right there, stuck motionless inside the confinement of this dark blind alley tonight, where the surrounding concrete walls obstruct our internal spiritual side. No emergency exit available to rescue our separate exhausted frames. We are forced to stop playing these destructive, competitive corporate games. Restrict the trajectory of where our instincts lead, when we finally rediscover the basic artistic elements that we truly need. No way out, silence the shout, face the wall, survive it all, stuck motionless inside the confinement of this dark blind alley tonight, where the surrounding concrete walls obstruct our internal spiritual side. No emergency exit available to rescue our separate exhausted frames. We are forced to stop playing these destructive, competitive corporate games. Blind alley, forcing us to turn completely around, finding our authentic footing upon this solid urban ground. Time to walk back. casting a protective shadow across the slippery limestone ledge. I watch the leaves dip into the rushing current flowing beneath, a natural display of sorrow that requires no superficial wreath.
I spent years concealing my grief behind a wall of masculine pride, pretending that the turbulent storms could never damage my inside. But standing here beneath this weeping canopy,
the defenses shattered down, exposing the vulnerable artist hidden beneath the armor of the town. The timber bows under the pressure of the accumulating morning moisture, an honest expression of pain that defies any corporate posture. We must allow the tears to fall to cleanse our creative infrastructure. Seeking a quiet refuge beneath this solemn crown willow today, allowing the ancient tree to mirror the grief we failed to say. From the weeping branches of this sanctuary, a healing can begin to stitch together the fractured chambers that we locked within.
Collaborations were competitive, tense and loud, focused entirely on projecting our egos to the back rows of the crowd.
But this serene natural monument teaches a completely different theme, showing us that vulnerability is the foundation of a shared dream.
Your guitar notes weep in perfect
harmony with the whispering wind, acknowledging the numerous instances where our stubborn hearts sinned. We don't need a grand orchestra to validate the sorrow we experience now, when this natural sanctuary witness our silent redemptive vow. The timber bows under the pressure of the accumulating morning moisture, an honest expression of pain that defies any corporate posture. We must allow the tears to fall to cleanse our creative infrastructure. Seeking a quiet refuge beneath this solemn crying willow today, allowing the ancient tree to mirror the grief we failed to say. From the weeping branches of this sanctuary, a healing can begin to stitch together the fractured chambers that we locked within. Let the external world criticize our sudden emotional surrender. We've discovered a rare space that is exceptionally soft and tender. No material achievements can match the relief of letting the teardrops flow, nourishing the fertile soil where a new devotion can organically grow. Let it rain, release the pain, the leaves bend low, let the sorrow go. Seeking a quiet refuge beneath this solemn crying willow today, allowing the ancient tree to mirror the grief we failed to say. From the weeping branches of this sanctuary, a healing can begin to Heavy metal links constrict my swollen, sensitive ankle bone, securing my physical body to this cold dungeon foundation stone. I've been captive to the rigid expectations of a judgmental peer group, forced to perform the identical daily routine inside an exhausting loop.
I carry the psychological weight of an invisible prison sentence for years, masking my profound artistic vulnerability behind a barrier of manufactured fears. The key was tossed into the deep reservoir of corporate entertainment greed, leaving my spirit stranded, stripped of the basic nourishment I need. The friction creates a raw sore upon our collective emotional skin, a painful reminder of the treacherous legal trap we allowed ourselves to step in. We must gather the internal strength to let the true liberation begin. Breaking the constriction of this stubborn iron shackle today, refusing to let the historical captivity dictate our ultimate way. Though the metal is thick and the rivets are reinforced with steel, our unyielding devotion possesses a power that no prison can conceal. I spent decades strumming my instrument for executives in the high tower, exchanging my creative autonomy for a temporary taste of political power. But your uncompromising voice shatters the heavy illusion of the luxury cage, awakening a sleeping warrior who refuses to remain a puppet on their stage. The piano strings vibrate with a fierce, redemptive harmonic resonance as we execute a sonic rebellion against this long-term state of penance. We don't need the endorsement of the wardens who manage the commercial scene, when our private coordination can dismantle this entire corrupt machine. The friction creates a raw sore upon our collective emotional skin, a painful reminder of the treacherous legal trap we allowed ourselves to step in. We must gather the internal strength to let the true liberation begin. Breaking the constriction of this stubborn iron shackle today, refusing to let the historical captivity dictate our ultimate way. Though the metal is thick and the rivets are reinforced with steel, our unyielding devotion possesses a power that no prison can conceal. No cells can contain the magnitude of the frequency that we generate. Tonight we are the absolute master architects of our own romantic fate. Hear it crack,
take freedom back. Unwound, unbound on sacred ground, breaking the constriction of this stubborn iron shackle today. Hey. Refusing to let the historical captivity dictate our ultimate way. Though the metal is thick and the rivets are reinforced with steel, our unyielding devotion possesses a power that no prison can conceal. Iron shackles snapping into a million separate pieces now, fulfilling our long-awaited spiritual liberation vow. Yeah, we are finally free. Lush fabric drapes elegantly across the lounge booth perimeter ring, shielding our private sanctuary from the outer world's chaotic sting. I stroll down the carpeted aisle, catching the syncopated groove so fine, feeling my defensive walls transform into a beautiful, relaxed design.
I'm leaning against the mahogany counter of this upscale cabaret room, tuning my electric instrument away from the daily corporate gloom. The drummer drops a relaxed, bouncing rhythm pattern that captures my feet, an irresistible invitation making our separate creative paths meet. The atmosphere is thick with anticipation and expensive botanical wine, a welcoming playground where our independent trajectories can align. We are melting into the tempo, entering magnificent sonic shrine, moving together inside the pocket of this infectious satin shuffle tonight, where the dividing boundaries blur beneath the lavender neon light. We are leaving the rigid structures of the world completely far away. I've strung the blues in grand concert halls across the globe's expanse, but nothing matches this lounge's ability to induce a therapeutic trance. Your hips move like water flowing down a smooth marble terrace face, infusing this recording session with an unparalleled hypnotic grace. The electric keyboard executes a series of sophisticated jazz runs so sweet, matching the rapid, joyful acceleration of our mutual heartbeats. We don't need a complicated script or an elaborate introduction phrase when our body language speaks clearly through the aromatic haze. The atmosphere is thick with anticipation, expensive botanical wine, a welcoming playground where our independent trajectories can align. We are melting into the tempo, entering magnificent sonic shrine, moving together inside the pocket of this infectious satin shuffle tonight. Where the dividing
structures of the world completely far away. Let the bass guitar slide, let the percussion section. We've discovered a rare sanctuary on this concrete city ground. No charts, no restrictions, no convention, no rules left to obey. Just pure creative freedom washing our exhaustion completely away. Keep it swinging, hear it ringing.